Hi, I'm Mac McCarthy, and I help people with their breakups. And today, I have another breakup story to share with you. And if you have a breakup story yourself, please visit writemac.com, send it in, and read the directions first. But send it in, and I will possibly respond via a YouTube video just like this. And if you're watching this video right now, please give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down if you like it or you don't like it, and feel free to make some comments on this particular story or suggestions for this person. So let's get right into it. This particular story, mixed signals. Hey coach, my ex-girlfriend and I were in a very close relationship for 11 months and we've been broken up for about a month now. So 11 months isn't that long a time. You should be in the honeymoon phase. You should be getting along really well at this point. We've been broken up for a month now. We met at her sister's wedding where we were both in a wedding party. My parents actually met at a wedding, so that's a great place to meet other singles, actually. Love at first sight. Have I had love at first sight in my life? I'm trying to think. Yeah, I guess so. A girlfriend that I had in my past, I remember when I very, very first laid eyes on her, I thought, ooh. Love at first sight, right? I had to think about that for a minute because it's such a cliche statement, love at first sight. But have you had it out there before? I don't know. Put it in the comments if you agree or disagree with that being possible. I know soulmates is a common thing that I don't always agree with because I believe that if you think that there's one soulmate, then you should believe that there's multiple soulmates, and it's about timing. But love at first sight. You have to be in the right place emotionally and mentally to actually look at someone and think love at first sight also, in my viewpoint. So started spending every day with each other within a couple of weeks. Okay, that's moving fast. By month 2, she was ready for me to propose. That is moving. That's 0 to 100 real fast, as Drake would say in his song. That's quick, man. I was hesitant. You should be. 2 months, knowing someone for 2 months and then wanting to get married. I don't know if there's some kind of relation to the fact that you guys were at a wedding, but I mean, I'm curious, did she catch the bouquet too? This is extremely fast. I was hesitant because though I wanted to marry her, I wanted to make sure I could give her the wedding she deserved. So that would be financials, I'm assuming. As time went on, she started complaining about things that I did, not seeing a doctor for my chronic pain and not helping her enough around the house and spending money on frivolous things. Okay, so not going to a doctor for chronic pain would be not taking care of yourself. Not helping around the house means you're not helpful with her, and you're a little bit careless if you're not helping around the house. A little bit selfish if that's how she feels. Do you feel that her complaining about these things was valid? Was it true? And then spending money on frivolous items or things. So she has if you're going to do a wedding and you're saving up for that. So these are all things that you get to know people over a certain amount of time, and actually living together is a step further. So the fact that she realized these things before you got married is probably a good thing. We had arguments over these issues multiple times. That tells me that you don't agree. So, for example, the idea that you're buying frivolous items, if you don't agree that they're frivolous, if you say that they're useful or you have every right to buy them, then it's probably going to produce an argument. And at some point you have to think, are we really that good a match? But within hours of the fights, we made up and everything seemed golden. Actually, she suggested eloping just 3 days before the breakup. This relationship's highly volatile, and anything that goes up, just like, I'm not a stockbroker, okay, but like the stock market, if some kind of stock goes from $5 to $100, it has a lot more of an opportunity of coming back down to $5 than it does going up another $200 or $300 in a day. It's just too fast, too soon, and it's going to come down. That's just the way it is. It's a harder break. And someone that has emotions this high and low, at what point are they steady? And this individual that you're seeing, I'd really want to know about her past relationships and what happened and why. I know that you think you have a great relationship, and maybe you did, but what was the hurry on getting married? That is until the night she ended it. She said the relationship had ran its course, but that we needed to break up. Said that she felt like the mature one in the relationship. So buying frivolous items and not cleaning up around the house, I guess that could be immature in some ways. Said she wanted a future with me, but worried that I wasn't working for it. Okay, so you have to be a different person for her, and you have to work for the relationship for her to value you. Is that the kind of relationship you want to be in? Again, are these valid comments she's making? Do you really agree with them or not agree with them? A lot of times someone will say, I don't think it was true what she was saying. If you don't think it was true, then it's time to move on, because this is not going to go away. You don't want to change the kind of person or character you are if you think you're a pretty good person just for her. We talked a few times after that, and she even mentioned going out, and then since 2 weeks ago, silence. Would appreciate your take on this. Well, take some time away from this relationship because it moved so fast, so quick, to really assess, are the things she's complaining about real items? Do you really want to work on those? Do you believe you should work on those? And how fast she went from let's get married to 3 days later breaking up. I don't know if that's an emotionally stable individual that you want to be with. Even getting to the point where you guys wanted to get married so quick. I don't know your age. You haven't mentioned it here. But really take this time for yourself. I'm going to send you some questions to ask for yourself moving forward. And you've said why she broke up with you, but you haven't said if you agree with her or not agree with her. You haven't even said that you're very sorry for what she accused you of, which doesn't sound like you did something that bad. You have to ask yourself, am I guilty of what she's saying, or do I want to change? Do I believe I wasn't working for it? I don't know. If you don't, then what are you fighting for? What are you changing for is the question. So take this time. Stay in silence for yourself right now. Reassess the relationship for yourself. And then when you revisit it, if you do revisit it, go on some dates, take a step back, hang out, have a good time, get to know each other again. And if these things pop up again and you're having arguments again about them, maybe you aren't that good of a match. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was love at first sight, and that was just it. Love at first sight on the site in the moment. And now that you've gotten to know each other, it's probably not going to be a long-term thing. So take this time to work on yourself and really think about that. If you have a breakup story, send it in to writemac.com. If not, thank you for supporting the channel.